One of the main reasons we've come to the United States, I'm an American citizen, I've lived here 71 years. But my heart is Israel. My heart is to support the Jewish people. And I've worked with ministries 24 years who live in Israel. Derek Prince has been buried in Israel. I was with him for 8 years in the staff, Fort Lauderdale, Charlotte. Barry Siegel lives in Moadine, just west of Jerusalem. And another one by the name of Mahesh and Bonnie Chabda. If you know the International Christian Embassy in Jerusalem, they would have the Sukkot, Feast of Tabernacles every year, October. And I was able to go with Mahesh. He had a healing service during those meetings. So my heart is Israel. And I know that's why you're here, because your heart is for Israel. And we will stand with Israel.
Amen.
Even if the rest of the world doesn't.
Amen.
That's my heart. I'm going to stand with Israel.
Amen.
I've been involved with Christian Friends of Israel for 33 years. I was original board member in the U.S. We started in Fort Lauderdale in 1992. I served for 14 years. And now my wife is serving in Charlotte. And that because I want to be in Israel as much as I can. Both her and I went to Jerusalem in October to serve 3 months as volunteers. Clint and Abigail. Clint's been there at least 3 years. I know we're volunteers. The ministry does pay for lodging if they're long term. They have a few rental properties, apartments, and we get a meal once a day, Monday through Friday. The rest of the days we're on our own. That's fine. We get a bus pass. I didn't need one because about 5 years ago, my wife and I got our photos on a bus pass, so I consider myself half Israeli. I have a bus pass. I can get around. You can go anywhere on a bus pass. But as you can see in the pictures there, CFI has rented for 40 years. I don't know about you, but I personally don't like to rent. I have bought a house, I paid for the house, Lord's grace in our lives. But these are the different locations. First, they started off, Sharon and Ray started off in their apartment. Most ministries do. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. That's a good word to hang on to. Then they moved to, I may not get this totally right, but a college.
No, the second picture on the top row is the Anglican compound.
Sure, okay.
Third building is on Hanafi East.
Sharon's lived this out, so she knows.
And each time we moved, we grew, okay? And then the bottom left is on Shivtai Israel Street, 12 Tribes of Israel, and it was Toro College. They had moved out and we moved in, but we outgrew it too. So just to tell you, the middle beautiful building was Dr. Tico's eye hospital. It was a hospital where Dr. Tico gave free, I believe it was free eye services. And so we moved in there and restored it, and the Satnut, that would be the Jewish agency, said we'll never sell it. But we restored it, and then they decided they needed funds for the pensioners, and so they sold it. So that was our beautiful building that we had to leave. There it is. That's what Ray restored, but we lost it. So we moved to our distribution
Correct.
center for 8 years, and that's what
We've been to Jerusalem. They're now located by the central, used to be a central bus station, but because of the train there now, it's central station. There's a few offices on the 3rd floor. And then right next to it, Mariah Street, is what we call the DC, the distribution center. You'll hear more about that in the presentation. But they're gonna tear it down. The city that's the western gateway to Jerusalem, and they're gonna tear the building down. And so we need to move. And the Lord has provided a place for the ministry right across from the old city. Beautiful. If you know of Sukkot Hallel 24/7 prayer, it's right across the street from there. TBN has a building across the street. CBN, Chris Mitchell is down the road. I've been to Chris Mitchell's place a few times. But we need a building. And Sharon and the Jerusalemites have come from there. And when I heard they were coming to America, I said, I want to be a part of this. I want to drive. Let me drive. So we're here to raise funds. Bottom line, we need money to pay for this building. And it doesn't come by, you know, we've been working as much as we can. But we need your help. And you'll hear more about this later, how you can give to the ministry, but straight out. I've worked with the three ministries. I've been the accountant, the financial supervisor. I know it takes money to run a ministry. With Derek Prince Ministries, I was the finance and operations manager. Beautiful ministry. They're still going strong because they're wise investment. Christian Friends of Israel, I know of no other better. I know of no other better. I know the current leaders. I know Sharon. You want your money to be invested well? Christians, Friends of Israel. And I share my heart. Next.
Well, Steve, what I'm gonna say is, I was in Abilene over a week ago where Sharon came to speak first, and you didn't say anything about this, and so I'm just gonna say something because I'm very straightforward. And for them to even say something like that as far as asking or contributing, y'all have not been doing that, and so we did talk about it because I had a couple ask me, hey, if we can't help with food, can we do a little bit of something else? So I said, yes, at least share where you're headed and where you are growing. So this was something unusual for them to ask or say or to share. But anyway, I'm glad you did. I thought it was good because, yes, these ministries are trying to make it and they're trying to move to a new building. So anyway, you did good.
We have to
This
move.
was his first time. I know you have to, but this was his first time to
wonderful.
share that way. And
Yeah.
you did good in the way you explained it and why you are doing. So anyway, I'm glad you did. Is
Thanks,
all
Michelle.
I was gonna say, that
All
you did a
right.
good job.
Yeah, love it.
We'll pass this around.
You're gonna go ahead and show the pictures, right?
Yes.
Oh, good. I wanna
Whatever.
see it too.
You help me out here. This is Tristan and Galia Hall. They have 4 children. They run a building, they rent an apartment, 2 bedrooms. And little, okay, keep going. The little one, Posey, he's a 2-year-old. And he runs all around, has his toys all around. So they're gonna be able to move into this place and rent it also. As the staff, we hope to occupy the first floor and then eventually grow ourselves up. There's 35 volunteers on staff now, and at one time there were 50. So we hope to grow the work of the ministry, and you'll see why we need to. Front door, and up the stairs. I believe this would be the 2nd floor. It's a three level. Some of the hallways, we're gonna make these into offices. Not a whole lot of work is needed, which is great.
A lot of office space, and I will mention that it was the Teddy Kollek family. He used to be the mayor of Jerusalem, and it was their property. And so, and also, the history is that the high priest of ancient times had a home on that.
This is the patio, which if you look to the east, you would see the holy city. Temple Mount,
Mount Zion.
Mount Zion. More of the patio.
Plenty of room for prayer and intercession and all kinds of things.
Some of you guys are technical, like-mindedness, that's for your sake. At night, we're gonna be able to have prayer time, pray over the city, pray over the King David Hotel.
And house 13 projects. Hopefully,
You'll hear more about that soon.
hopefully. That's it.
And that's the lake that'll be out in the front when we, just kidding. Just-
No, there's no lake.
When the Lord comes back, he'll split the mountain and there'll be a river there.
What is that, a screensaver?
Yes.
Oh, I was like, well then why is it? Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's
All
no,
right.
there's no stream
I
in
guess that's the end of the
Jerusalem like
proposals,
that.
but you get an idea of what we're looking at,
That's
and hopefully you'll be able to share in that with yourselves. Okay. Sharon
Okay.
has a presentation
Abigail, you gonna
explaining
lead
40
us in a
years.
little prayer? Avigal was born in